Hey Twitch, how we're going? Welcome to another speedrun of the National Gallery of Victoria International. Of course, there are two National Galleries of Victoria. There's just the stock standard National Gallery of Victoria in Fed Square, and this one on St Kilda Road is the National Gallery of Victoria International. However, a lot of people incorrectly say that this one is just the National Gallery of Victoria NGV. I'm just bringing this up because it's important when we tag our speedruns. I'm not talking about anyone specifically, but I will say it is important because they are different venues. You will, of course, have different run times, and it just throws out the metadata if everyone's just tagging this one as NGV when it is in fact the NGVI. Anyway, so of course, it's a appreciate all free art run that I'm doing with Newborn. You will have noticed for this run, I've chosen the Baby Bjorn meta. There's a lot to be said about the choice of Baby Bjorn versus Pram. I personally enjoy the Baby Bjorn because it gets you access to the escalators without running into that lift RNG. There is something to be said, of course, about the prams. I think lets you go faster sometimes in the more flat regions, but they are, I guess, more difficult to maneuver, especially through crowds. So you can see I just swung out. I'm just going to sweep the ground floor, take time to appreciate all the art, stained ceilings, of course, beautiful, before making my way through the rest of the gallery. See, I thought that going at opening time it would be less crowded, so I would get a clearer run through, but you can clearly see I think this did not pay off in my favor. There are a lot of people out and about at opening time. There's multiple occasions where I had to slow down because of the people, and of course in this area, bam, got hit by the school excursion RNG, which I think I could have avoided if I started this run at 11 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. Had to squeeze past all these kids, which really you could save an easy 2 minutes if they weren't there. So quickly swing into the Kids Pharaoh exhibit, appreciate all the art here. Some people say that it's not art. I disagree. Art is for everyone. See all of this wonderful art here. Cheeky little peace sign to the camera. I do that for me. Swing past here. Take time to fully appreciate all of the cats on the wall as well. And swing back. And bam, we are actually done with the ground floor at the moment. We've appreciated all of the art on the ground floor. However, it is a bit of a journey to get to the escalators now. Have to come back through all of these people, squeeze through. It really frustrates me that this happened. But I will say choice of Baby Beyond did play out because getting through there with a pram would have been a nightmare. So just coming back to the escalators, we're gonna go up. This is just the food court, no art in there, and up the escalators. Now, I will say a lot of this is Pharaoh exhibits on at the moment. That is, of course, all paid. So a lot of the ground floor actually I did not need to see. I'm gonna swing in to this small section, just fully appreciate all of the art before coming through here. You can see the map just below the timer, into the Chinese art room. So finally get to start the Chinese art room. You can see on the map, of course, just the geometry of this room is a bit annoying because normally you would have a clear line of sight as soon as you enter the room, soak up all of the art, and then pop out again. But as you can see with all of the waves, with all of these hidden rooms, which, yes, I agree, love that cube, by the way, does add something to the art experience in general. Really hampers the speedrun aspect of appreciating all of these art in the most efficient, timely way possible. So just sweeping off here, finishing this Chinese art room, appreciating the Mickey Mouse ears, and we are done in there. Now, of course, moving to the India, Korea, South and Southeast Asia Asian art room. There's something to be said about China getting a whole room and the others getting a shared room. You'll notice that there's actually blocked off a lot of it for renovations, which really didn't hamper me too much. I thought it would, but in the end, didn't hamper me because clear line of sight down there, bang, and I'm out. And I'm going, of course, gonna sneak my head into the Japanese art room, of course. Just another one of these long rooms where you would think it would be relatively straightforward, but then they have to go break up the room with this giant silk screen, which is beautiful, yes, but really, really means you have to physically walk to the far end to really capture those hidden pieces of art at the far end before making your way down. So that's, of course, the western wing of the first floor, all completed. What we're going to do is we're going to run up the western side, visit the western mezzanine, go up the western second floor, and then come down the eastern side. Of course, the NGVI, it is interesting in its take in all of these mezzanines. In that, I agree, it does break it up. A lot of people actually don't know that they're there, so it's very easy to miss out on. But I will say that it completely changes the route that you're taking, because if these mezzanines didn't exist, of course, you would just go floor by floor and then just go ground floor, first floor, second floor, done. But it really splits it up into a U-shaped trajectory that you're taking. That is the label room done. I just realized actually that I've screwed up my timer, but that's fine. I forgot to take into account the Japanese room, but that is fine. The last time I visited the NGVI, they actually had closed that room for renovations, which is why I didn't include it in the time, but the time is still captured in the India, Korea, South and Southeast Asian room. Alright, so we are now on the second floor, almost halfway done. We're just going to pop our head into the first of these three International Collection 20th Centuries, just fully appreciate those. Little hello to the guard, the chat loves that. Then we're going to pop our head into this little room over here, fully appreciate those. And then what we're going to do, we're going to swing back to the left, of course, and we're going to move in an anti-clockwise fashion. This is the most efficient way. I've tested it, I've run it, this is the 16th time I'm doing the speed run. I know what I'm talking about, so just pop head in there. Now you'll notice the little stained glass room walkabout is actually closed for renovations at the moment. Not renovations, they're moving art around. It will be reopening soon. And it being closed actually helps immensely with the run, because otherwise you've got to double back. There's just no way about it. You've got to double back. And I think that will add 3-4 minutes at least to a run. So with it being closed means that physically you just can't you can't walk it. So of course you save at least 3 to 4 minutes with it being closed. So I actually got very lucky, and I think that to get a good speed run at the moment, I should really take advantage of the fact that it's closed at the moment. Maybe try the pram strat next time around and see if I can get a better time. So, because as soon as that's open again, there's just no physical way that you're gonna get those quick times. Alright, we just moved through the NGV salon room, of course, just fully appreciating all of this art. There you are, a little moving image for the art, a little bit of Montmartre there, and then back to the main room, of course. We've got a Picasso hiding somewhere in this room that people love. There's the woman reading book. There's a Paul Aglio. There you are, weeping woman. There's a kiss couch. People, you just got to appreciate this art quickly. So you can see, coming into this room, we've actually ticked off that western wing of the second floor. Move on to the eastern wing. We're pretty much halfway there. We are making good time, I would say, even though we didn't have the best of luck with that school RNG. Alright, just heading into these multimedia rooms. Look, I'm gonna say it. There has been some controversy in the past with some, video cuts in this room, letting you stitch together, some of your runs. I'm not setting any names, but I will say it has happened. And I think you got to really take a long, hard look at yourself. If that's something you're resorting to in the speedrunning community, like, why are you even doing it? What's the point of doing it if you're just doing it, what, to get your name out there? Nah, it's about the integrity of it all. I don't know. Why am I doing this? So I will say though, this whole run with the baby Bjorn, like in this section, I do think you can get a better max speed with a pram, just because of the baby Bjorn. You want to be steadying that baby's head. You can't really move too quickly because you're jostling them. Of course, I would say in this one of the strat is that you got to go at a time when the baby's sleeping. If they're awake, if they're fussing, no chance. You may as well abandon the run. But what I'm saying is that in this run, right here, you can see, because it is clear, you could make so much better speed, like max speed. You could cut down on your time if you did have a pram on you. And I do feel like I am slower on the top floor. If I had a top floor with a pram, I would be able to cut down on this time so much. But it's the sacrifices that you make to have access to that escalator, so you're not running into that lift RNG, because you could be waiting for that lift for ages. Trust me, it's a tiny lift. I've tried it in the past. All right, so you're really just finishing off this top floor. That's the little section up here that's closed down, which means that we save, I would say, 3 or 4 minutes of not having to appreciate that free art. Coming into this room, I'm still kicking myself with this misplay here. You can see what I do is I swing around to the front, and I appreciate some of this top wall, but I don't appreciate all of it before swinging into the S-curve. Now what that means is that when I escape the S-curve, like, I could have simply walked out to that mezzanine area after a quick glance over here, but it does mean that I have to walk fully around to fully appreciate those bits of art before coming back around. And yeah, that's what, 20 seconds there? But I will say, bam, we are done with that top floor. That is the bulk of it. And now all it is popping into a few of these remaining sections, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this run. It's not my best, I would say, but it's definitely a solid run. I look, that's what I'm saying about, why are we doing this? Like, other people would have just abandoned that run as soon as they got hit with that school kid RNG. But I don't know. I still feel like there's something to appreciating all of the art, and that's really how I got into the speedrunning community for NGVI. I just really, really want to share my appreciation for the art. I will say in this particular section of the Britain and Europe 15th century, 17th century art, I did spend too much time in there. And that is partly because there was a guard there and I didn't want to feel weird just escaping right away. But also the artwork's really good and I just got caught up in it. Yeah. I will say my setup, I am just holding a phone. Obviously having a GoPro strapped to your head would make the run a whole lot easier. Oh, little lecture going on there, that's fun. Don't see many of those. Kind of like a little shiny Pokemon. Yeah, GoPro to the head, of course, would free up both use of your arms, and I think is really essential if you are running the pram meta. But, you know, again, not all of us have that money to swing around. So, here we are, just finishing off the Britain and European 13th to 16th century art. And we are out of there. Really, all that's left to do is exit the place. I will say, also check out the gift shop. Sorry, I did not set this timer up correctly, but I gotta check out the gift shop before exiting the premises, and not only exiting, but leaving the NGVI premises. So down the escalator, this is where the baby Bjorn definitely comes in. If you're on that pram, yeah, you're waiting there like 5 minutes. There's one tiny lift. So of course, sneaking through the gallery kitchen, past the overpriced baby chinos, straight to the gift shop. And home free, pretty much. Just gonna do a quick zoom around. Oh yeah, I should say Africa Fashion is on at the moment as well. That's paid, and that takes up the 3rd level, which means I didn't have to access the 3rd level in this run, which I think at the moment, at this current time frame where we have the Pharaoh exhibit plus the 3rd level both taken out of play, you'd be crazy not to try a run at this time. It really just optimizes the entire speed run. And of course, we're out again. Just a quick glance at the Julian Opoi birds, thumbs up, and we are exiting now. There we are, 18 minutes, 9 seconds, 18 minutes, 10 seconds, pretty much. I think that was a really great run. Obviously, I got hit by that RNG at the top, just really slowing me down. I think I could shave at least 2 minutes off that. I'll be interested to see how quickly I could go with the pram meta. But yeah, just another solid run, another great run. I'll catch you guys out there.